Alex here. So today I want to do a lineup update with the last one before Most Feared starts. Usually with these things we do a meta update too, but the meta really hasn't shifted much in the last couple weeks since I last did that, so check that out for a more in-depth meta update. But basically stretch Big 9146 if you're in a shotgun type of set, and 3-4 under that kind, or not under, but 3-4 with the blitzing linebacker to stop that stretch is kind of what we're still at with the meta. Disconnect, glitch, that kind of stuff, kickoff, scum kicks. All that is still on. So Mike Vick has been a staple here. He goes by Michael Vick now. So a longer name, but still the same kind of speed. I do actually have one tier of speed from the Steelers theme team. He is powered up. I'll show that chem right now. Pittsburgh Steelers, 25 out of 30 with the chem. My activated superstars are Vick, Holt, and Moss. Holt and Moss have been staples since Moss came out. Holt's been a staple all year. Holt, his abilities are the slot apprentice. I guess I could just actually look at it. He's got Slot Apprentice, and I don't know the other one. Double Move Elite, which I don't really use a lot of double moves now because it doesn't really work as well. And you don't see too many people playing backed off man coverage. When you see man coverage, you generally see pressed man coverage, so double moves aren't as effective there. Route Technician, which is okay, but Slot Apprentice is really the kind of powerful reason I use him. If I end up going to a hot route quarterback, I would probably unactivate Holt as my guy there and maybe put on a running back, but I like Vick for his scrambling ability, and that's kind of what I use him as a pocket passer, but I scramble out of trouble when they send a heavy blitz at me, or a guy disengages and I get out to the edge, threatened with my legs, or just kind of throw a pass with him on the run. So that's kind of my scheme right now. I'm a heavy passer. I run maybe 20% of the time. I know the meta is very run-focused, big dime one focused, but I'm not a fan of the meta. I like to be a hipster and stay ahead of it. And I think the meta is going to shift if they ever nerf the run with like a patch this week. Also, good reason not to do any like meta stuff right now. We might get a patch tomorrow, Tuesday, I don't know. Because it just feels like it's time to get a patch. So Saquon Barkley and Jim Brown are my two halfbacks. Samuels is there just for the Steelers chem. That's why we got Nick's there. Kittle's right there. I haven't powered him up past his theme builder, as you have got to power him up like 3,000 training, which I have. But he only gets +1 speed, and really the fullback I don't use a lot in my scheme either, except on the goal line. And the speed I'd only want for like people who scum kick me, because you need a fast halfback there at fullback. Just let the computer take it. And so maybe 83, I think. I haven't been scum kick with him. So we'll see the first time it happens if he can pick it up. But Saquon Barkley, you guys know this. You guys have seen his stats all week. You guys have seen a lot of people fawn over him. I fawned over him. Just beautiful with the 93 break tackle, 89 speed. I didn't even power him up because I don't power up running backs this year as much as I can help it. Maybe if a Steeler running back comes up, maybe a Franco or a Bettis, maybe I'll power them up because they're on the Steelers theme team. But I have run stuff there, zone run, so he gets a little extra moves there. We'll take a look through his ball carrier moves, which is kind of like what I want to use him for. He is my elusive type back, so I don't have an activated, but he still has pretty good, I would say, work on the field there. He hits tier A spin and juke. Stiff arm's not that great, but it will work against corners. Jim Brown, you guys know, he is more of the trucking back. Neither of them activated. I would be much better on the ground activating them, but you'll see in a second why I'm not a ground guy. Well, you guys know. Terry McLaurin is kind of like, he's kind of Scary Terry, just kind of there because he's fast, and I like him. I guess I like Scary Terry. I picked him up for my fantasy team. I'm using him. Not necessarily the best. If I would go the most effective card for here, I'd probably put T.O. Instead of Scary Terry, but I haven't been really let down too much by him because I got Randy Moss with the Streak Specialist. I'll show his stats while I'm talking about that. Streak Specialist, Post Specialist, and Grab and Go. So 93 speed on him, which is now no longer as dominant as it was with all the other high-speed corners that have come out lately, but he still is great on one-play beaters against cover 3, cover 4, and just passing the ball normally. Hangs on to it in traffic with that 89 catch in traffic. Spec catch gets decent animations. If I get that spec catch up 1, I think he unlocks the new tier. Last year there was a new tier animations at 95, so maybe it's worth it to try and focus more on the go deep. I don't know why I'm in zone run because I barely run. And my offensive line is very pass focused. If you look at Dotson's stats here, he is very much a pass blocking guy, barely any run blocking. So maybe that is worth retooling. There's a few ways to see me using this team. It's either on GutFox2 channel, linked in the description. I posted a video earlier today going through one of the players on my defense. I'll go through in a second. Or also I stream on twitch.tv/GutFox, and I'll be streaming later tonight after the Steelers game because this should go up. I'm recording it right before the Steelers game. So Dotson, DeCastro is a well-balanced card all around, so if I do want to run the ball, if I do want to do like an inside zone out of a shotgun, he will be able to handle it with me, the 93 run block for the zone run. We then have Mitch Morse, who again is another pass blocking type of lineman. All the kind of MUT Heroes were pass blocking types. I might end up shelling out for like a DeCastro. I don't know. I kind of want to see what comes with most feared for right tackles. See if we get like a scary strong, scary tall type. Maybe Dotson gets an upgrade, but you know he's got a heavyweight, so who knows about that. Bruce Matthews a little bit more balanced, under the 90 like threshold that I kind of want to go for all my pass blocking stats. Run block 91, which is very cromulent too. But then Bakhtiari is an absolute black hole over there run blocking. Even though I have zone run on him, which boosted that run block too, he's still under 80, which is no good. But he does have pretty good pass blocking stats. Again, something I want to get up to 90. I also I'm using John Madden passing chem too. So that's tier 2 right there. I got one more John Madden thing to go. And if I do that, I might switch that to like Madden Pass D instead of Rush D tier 2. So I might go to tier 1 Pass D there. So that's the offense right now. I'm liking what I'm working with. Well balanced, studs across the board. Oh, Gronk. The thing about Gronk, I've been a little disappointed by him. I don't know if I'm using him wrong. I don't know if I should put like matchup nightmare on him to catch the ball a little bit better. Because whenever I see Gronk in the field, he matched up a lot with linebackers and stuff. And maybe just chuck it to him at that point with matchup nightmare because it is kind of great. But Darren Waller, looking at his speed, is what I use my tight end for right now is a lot of clear outs and sometimes drags or out routes, stuff like that, quick hitters. And I think Waller might be better for that because he's faster for that specific role. Because throwing it into traffic with Gronk, he's not going to come down with it that well. Occasionally he will have a couple. I'm like, wow, that's actually a pretty good play. But he doesn't have overly high run block. Gronk doesn't. And his route runnings aren't hitting 90. So it's also not sharp, crisp routes there. But there are certain routes that he will just sharply, crisply hit because that's the way Madden works. So that is the offense. Gronk, I'm on the fence about keeping him. For the defensive side, I have 3 linebackers. I just sold off Bobby Wagner. We're going to get Urlacher. So when Urlacher comes, I will probably put Enforcer on Urlacher, get rid of Wagner. Wagner's a little slow for me at 83 speed. Shaz and White are very similar. So Shaz, I have the Brawler cam on too. I have Brawler tier 1 across my team for +1 speed. I think it's -1 acceleration. So here he is. Sure, not the greatest against the run. He can't get Enforcer, but he's fast at 89 speed, so he's essentially a defensive back out there. White is 88 speed, I believe, on my squad, too. So when I play a lot of 4-3 wide 9 at the moment. Most people are in 3-4, but I got White, Wagner. I try to keep Tillman out in the field with Adams when I'm in the 4-3. Maybe put Megatron at cornerback. Cornerback Deion Sanders of the video I put out earlier today talking about him and my thoughts. But Ed Reed, I just picked up, trying him out. Probably going to do a video on him. I don't think I'm going to keep him very long because I can't really find a spot for him with Megatron in the full 2, as Megatron is, you know, Megatron. I think he's better than Ed Reed. Even though he doesn't have, they both aren't great, like huge, you know, enforcers, great tackling, that kind of stuff. They still are good cards, and I prefer the 6'5 or the 5'11. But basically, as you see, Megatron is just better statted with the exception of agility and acceleration. 2 things that I do look at in the secondary. But everything else pretty similar, and, you know, 6 inches of height is pretty important in my opinion if guys try to ever bomb you. Lawrence Taylor and Kevin Green are right there. You're like, oh, this is not a 4-3 defensive end. They basically go to defensive ends. I play with 4-3 wide 9, so they go to my D ends. Now, if I'm getting run against a lot, I'll sub in Jerry Hughes for Kevin Green. But in the 4-3 wide 9, I think long shifts down, and if it's really bad, I put Pierce there. I have a 90 overall power up pass. I'm going to either use it on Damon Harrison or Darius Slay. I've already got Darius Slay, then I sold them off. I might just buy him back and then probably get somebody, because I play a lot of $2 now with a little man press. We'll cover 1 type of man press shade over the top. So then if I go with that, I go with a Slay, and with Slay there and Champ, then I feel a little bit more comfortable. But then what am I going to do with Seahorn? Because I need to have Mel Blunt at this spot right here in order to get the Steelers to 25. So I'm kind of in a hard luck right there. All my backups here. Most of them are Steelers. I guess I could put another Steeler here in place of Godshack there. So that's the defense right now. Jalen Ramsey. I've actually had a lot of unfortunate plays with Ramsey. He's been spec caught over a couple times, missed a couple plays, got frozen in his boots. I've been, as much as like Jalen Ramsey should be playing better for me, he really isn't, which sucks. But Deion Sanders, like I said in the video today, good against the pass, but there are still some things about Madden that makes these zone guys, man guys, just get beaten. Certain routes are man beaters, and he isn't anybody at covering man beaters in a lot of the ones. But he does bail me out. I've seen a couple ones where he's like, oh my god, he caught up and he made a nice play. So Deion Sanders, when I talk trash about him, still pretty solid overall card right there. But yeah, against Jalen, Deion I think is much better for me at least. But I mean, maybe I run a little bit more. Maybe I should run like cover 2 press man or not, because Jalen's great at press man and Deion's not. He doesn't have the press. And all my defensive linemen are block shed focused defensive linemen. So that's basically, I just want to stop the run. And if they're passing a lot, I feel a lot more comfortable because I have 2 pass rushers here, Green, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, even Hughes has 90 finesse moves. And then I'll go, if they're a scrambling type, I will put in somebody I have right here on specialists. I'll put in Daniil Hunter to spy. And he even gets, Escape Artist is tough. Escape Artist, I've seen Escape Artist outbeat my MUT Master on a spy. So Daniil Hunter, yes, he will be beaten by Mike Vick scrambling around, just running right past him like he's standing still. And that's unfortunate. Even when I click it at the perfect time, he starts running, I click it, he's able to just swerve through it, and the computer can't even recognize him because the pursuit kind of sucks. So even though I try to get the fastest defensive lineman, he still doesn't work, so I just kind of SOL. Jordan Berry is the last Steeler I need to finish out the team thing. Jan Stenrud, I have him with the activated superstar. Dion is my returner, and then Matthews is my long snapper. Specialist, I have Barkley for everything, but I like that because then I can just sub in the Jim Brown when I want him. Torrey Holt's my slot, and that's kind of my defense. Sub linebacker, Ed Reed. I guess he doesn't need to be there. I should probably put Tillman back here because I like Tillman at my linebacker spot instead of Reed. I think Reed was there initially to have a spot on the roster, but I decided to put him as backup free safety, I believe. Yeah, so he is there. Right there that we talked about. All right, so that is the lineup update. How are you guys' team looking? We're 90 overall, but that's due to some positions that I purposely tank for other reasons. Like there's high overalls and then there's effective overalls. I feel like mine's an effective overall because my punter, I could replace somebody for the Steelers team, get a better punter, but punting Omega low. I could also get a higher overall for Scary Terry and maybe get one more overall plus there. Same with fullback spot, but I don't, because I'm good with the team as is. So that is it for the video. And let's hopefully get some upgrades for most feared. The only one I'm hoping right now, Ray Lewis and then Mean Joe Green at defensive tackle. And there we are. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.